In this case, we would say it would have been better for him to have stayed in the UK, right? In this particular story, here we are again with the whole returning residents issue. We have discussed this extensively because we have a lot of people who are expatriates who live overseas, the UK, Canada, other places in Europe, so on and so forth, and they have vowed to never go back to Jamaica. Some of them are saying it's a death sentence. I would rather spend my old age and retire and live the rest of my life safely in white man's land than to ever return to Jamaica and risk being killed for the little that I do have, or because somebody perceived me to be rich because of all the years I spent overseas working and saving. Of another one of these incidents of a returning resident that thought greatly of his country so much, of birth so much, that he returned home with his wife after living in the UK for years. If he was in the UK still, he might still be alive today. What you have in the community now, you're going back to a new place. So don't let these childhood memories, this nostalgic feeling of life before England or life before Canada, don't let that sucker you in to going into these places way around a bush. You understand? You need to be moving into communities that are established, that are gated, and that has other returning residents, people that have equally what you have. Some of us don't go back with much. Some of the people that go back, they don't go back wealthy, rich. You know what I'm saying? They go back with a little something. And as much as you want to go back to the kind of community or community where you're from, and where you were raised and all these childhood memories are at, and where your mother laid to rest and your father laid to rest, sometimes you have to just count that out the picture. You know, this is rough. Because this returning resident was executed during a robbery attempt in Westmoreland on August 26th of 2019. An elderly man was shot to death while returning from his farm in Bastard Cedar Walk, Westmoreland on Sunday, August 25th. He had been identified as 63-year-old Calvin Forrest, a returning resident of England in the United Kingdom. This man packed up from England and went home to farm. You know, when you're retired and you have a little pension coming in and your pension can subsidize, your pension can pay the bills, and you have a little something leave and you're good and you're thinking, I still have life, I still have health and strength, I'm gonna go farm up the background back there and make some, you know, this is where most of my food is gonna come from. And it's a beautiful way, an idea to live out the rest of your life, right? So here he is doing just that after years of living in the UK. According to reports, about 7:30 p.m. on Sunday in a country where there are more churches per square mile than any other country in the world. Sunday, where this country is known to be a Sunday worship predominantly country. Sunday, his farm was right there in the back of the house. Now, during the tussle between Forrest and his attackers, his wife, who was inside the house at the time, heard the commotions and opened the door to see what was taking place. You know, she heard her husband out there make a whole lot of noise. I can only imagine this lady thinking, oh my God, this is stuff that we've heard of. It's happening to us. It's happening to us. She opened the door to see what was really going on with her husband. At the moment, she saw the two gunmen struggling with her husband. The men tried to push the door open. However, his wife was able to forcefully close the door. Moments later, she heard loud explosions. Now check it. This man, to me, is probably a hero of sorts. Here's why. He knew right away what was about to happen. Two man, gun, they're demanding things. Carry within the house. They want to ransack the house and search and take what they want to take. He's probably thinking, quick thinking, no, you're not going in my house, because if you go in my house, we're probably going to end up on the news in Jamaica being the retired couple from England that was found bound and gagged and shot execution style. It better you kill me out here and kill me alone than to kill me and my wife at the same time. That is the only reason why someone in their 60s would fight off two gunmen outside of their house and screaming to your wife to lock the door, lock the door. One of them rushed up there and tried to open the door forcibly. Luckily, she was able to close it all the way, lock it up, right? And because they couldn't get in, they killed him outside. Now, they killed that man outside to send a message to her. And I hope she's still not at that address, because that message was clear. Not only that, they killed him because these are people that he probably knows, okay? And probably get them work before, and they know him and he knows them. In the tussle, he's probably saying, yo, Richie, why you do this for? We no stop no man, why you not doing this? Can you imagine him struggling with the gun and they punch him up and doing all kind of stuff to him, beating him down, head gun button him and things, and he's there and he's recognizing who it is. That is the reason why they killed this man. The robbers attempted to gain entry into the house previously, but were unsuccessful. Now, had that been me, they attempted to gain entry into the house. First of all, let me say this. This video here is not to scare anybody again, but it is to make people aware that you don't necessarily have to be involved in things. And I know that I've said, when I'm in Jamaica, it's a very peaceful environment for me, and I feel very welcomed home. It's not the same for a lot of other people. So I'm not going to be selfish and say, oh, them need to stop lying because the place nice. It's only people that's involved in stuff happens to them. What I do know is that a lot of stuff happens to the people who are involved in things. Majority of the times when you see these killings, something in a something. But there are times when all it was is innocent people that going about their business, had nothing to do with nothing, and some dirty, low-life, nasty nigga decide that they want what these people have, and they're willing to take their life for it, and it ends like this particular case right here. Now, if I was at that age and I'm heading home to Jamaica to retire, I would first make sure that I am properly trained to use my firearm, and then I would make sure that I am armed in Jamaica. Yeah, it's the most that they could have done, but at this point, it's coulda, woulda, shoulda. Is it safe for returning residents to return to Jamaica after years overseas? Yes, it is. In some cases, and no in other cases. And the people that you knew, they're gone. You're in your 60s and 70s, your peers them too old for help you. They don't remember you, or them dead off, who don't bad mind you, say you come back and looking good and living probably better than them, or who is dead and gone, or who just can't see again because cataract take over them eye and them aging, or all kind of something. Because the people that are there now don't know you, and you will be treated as an outcast. You will be taken for bait. Even if them say, yes, good morning, Master Jones, and them get close to you, you need some help around here and everything, a lot of the time they're pulling close into you so they can damage. They can do damage. They can take what they want. You're not seen as family. The little hothead, hot foot them around the neighborhood, they're saying to themselves, me no know him. Him not related. I know my brethren, them mother and father that. Nobody no know them people that dog. That's what I'm trying to tell you, right? So you want to make sure you're not putting yourself in these places where help is far away and people are very different or indifferent to you coming back to these neighborhoods. That's a start. We can talk more about how returning residents can remain safe and go home and live in bliss, because many are doing it, but you just have to know what you are doing.